friends, we have a very special video here today at the Spear Homestead. I have a very good friend here. Her name's Pam. Say hi, Pam.
Hi, Pam.
She's here to teach me how to make homemade pickles. My husband, he's been a pickle fanatic since we were kids. He eats them by the jar as a snack. Like, he loves pickles. And I've always wanted to make him some, you know, being the amazing wife I am. But I've been so afraid to start it because there's so many things that could go wrong, and it's something that's been very intimidating for me. So that's why Pam here is very nicely volunteered to help me get started and to teach me how to do it. And so we decided, let's record it, and maybe you guys can learn something too. And if you already know, maybe we can pick up some new tricks. We're always open to suggestions as well. But this is how Pam's going to teach me, and I know he's looking forward to eating all the pickles when it's done. So we're going to get started with our brine here. Pam has a very specific, generalized
Recipe, yeah. You could call it that.
Yeah, that we're going to just use, but we'll get into that later. For now, we'll just start with the brine. But I'm gonna have my youngest son Aiden pop up. He's gonna come and help us fill the pot with the brine. And oh, look, here he is! Hi, this is Aiden. You might have seen him on our sauerkraut video.
Say hi, Aiden.
Hello.
There you go.
Okay, so what we're going to do, I'll put this in front of you. Okay, so let me get my glasses here. Okay, so can you put in 4 cups of water, and I'll put the recipe in the description below for the brine. So yeah, we got 4 cups of water in the pot. We just pre-measured everything to save you guys the hassle of watching it all. All right, so and then another 4 cups of white vinegar. Pam had told me it needs to be 5% at least.
5% acid, yeah.
Very nice. Okay.
You did a good job.
And then we need 3/4 of a cup of white sugar, which is this one. I don't actually remember, but we're going to pretend this one's the sugar.
It is.
It is, okay.
You can tell because this is chunky.
Oh, okay, yes. And then the other part is 1/2 cup of pickling salt. Yep, so just pour that in too. So this we can use for pickled beans for everything. We just add it to the jars and stuff.
Oh yeah. You could. This is a basic recipe, so you can add it. And if you want a different taste, you add it in the bottom of the jar. And
okay,
we will be putting dill and garlic in that. So if you want to change the taste, you put something else.
Okay, and then so this can just be general for whatever. Okay, that's perfect. So what we'll do is we're gonna pause our video, and we're gonna get my husband to boil it up for us and get it nice and going while we set up, and we'll get out another video, and we'll continue on. My husband just finished hard boiling the brine. It's 15 minutes for a hard boil, and we just kind of went a step ahead because honestly we're both very clumsy, and you would have seen it. We had the spice everywhere, but we put a quarter teaspoon, I'm not good with measurements, of pickling spice, and then we also put a bay leaf in each jar, we also pre-sterilized the jars ahead of time.
How did you sterilize them?
I've heard on the internet that you do it in boiling water, but our dishwasher has a sterilize button, so it did all the work for me.
Oh, that's so much better, because I used to put it in the water, and I used to put the jars upside down, and with about this much water, and covered it over and let it all boil and steam, and it sterilized the jars no problem because it sterilized the rim and all inside. So, but it was very hot, so putting it in the dishwasher is so much better. Thank you.
It's true. I got to do all the jars too.
Labor saving.
I didn't need to.
Labor saving. She's a genius.
So from here, okay, so we're gonna put the jars together in front of you. We're doing these 7. We've got green beans that we cut the ends off, cut in half. I tried my best to make them all the same length, but we got speared. They're not pickles yet. They're cucumbers right now, and then also just little
little discs.
Little black flour one.
Oh yeah, that's the best.
So, and then I cut up some dill as well. So we did a lot of pre-prep here. We have some garlic that Pam preserved herself and gave to us. So, and we actually had some before. I can't get over how good it tastes. But anyway, so Pam's going to talk, and I will start to. What should I start with? What do you want me to start with?
I think what we'll do is we'll start to stuff the jars.
Okay.
And we can just stuff a few now, and then cut it off later, and we'll see where we go from here. Because they don't want to watch us all stuff all the jars.
Yeah.
Right? You guys don't want that, right? Okay, so we'll just show you. So here we go. We're going to pick up the jar. If we lay it down this way, especially when you're doing something like this with long, when you put it up here, they all like to fall. But if you put it down on the side, you can put them in and they will not fall, and you can stuff the jars. Like magic.
The beans, I should try to anyway.
Yeah.
And yes, we are using our bare hands, but they're clean. Our hands are clean, and honestly, the food's going in our mouths. So. And
they're going to be pasteurized when you put them in there, anyways. Like the boiling pasteurizes all of them, and the one that fell on the table right here, I can eat. So sometimes you have to just really pack them in good. So you find a space and you pack them as tight as you can. And I think that's about as tight as it can go right now. So you want it 1/4 inch from the top, which is basically just here. Sometimes you can have it right at here. That's 1 inch from the top, but you can have it 1/4 inch from the top. And you want all of them covered in the brine. The one that fell on the table is mine. So we'll get on with this.
And does it matter if we put the garlic and the stuff in the bottom?
No, not really.
So we can just.
You can put it in the middle if you want.
Just however.
Just so long as it gets into the jar, it's a good idea.
Right, I put more in here than this, right?
If you can fit it, yes. What you're trying to do is to stuff them in as tightly as you can.
Don't you need?
Oh, look, another snap.
Don't you need? Like, because I always thought like when I'm making like a fire, the more space you have in between things will. I know we're not making fire, but does that work with pickles as well, or does it all?
Oh, absolutely. If you're making a roast, you're not worried about that it's cut up in pieces and that the inside isn't pasteurized or isn't good enough for you to eat. And it's a thick thing. So this is kind of creating a thick thing. And so when it's boiled and it's being sealed, that will also do the same thing. It will pasteurize everything. It'll go right through everything.
Oh, okay. So.
And that's where the timing comes in.
I didn't know if because my first thought is, oh my goodness, I'm not gonna get everything.
Oh yeah.
I think I've got enough beans. I'll do two beans.
There we go.
Okay, but yeah. So and then so we'll just for the sake of.
I'm gonna smash the garlic.
So and then
here.
Just a pinch.
Just a pinch, yeah.
This is just I cannot grow things, so I just bought dill from the store, and then just bloop, like that.
Just like that. And because because garlic is not an acid food, you need to put some acid in it. So I put in a slice of lemon, and that's enough acid in there, along with 1/2 and 1/2 water and vinegar in the jar, and then you're good. So I'm gonna smash them. 2 plates all at once.
Oh, it smells so good. I wish you guys could smell through the camera. I am honestly shocked at how garlicky, because it's incredible.
And so then when you use the 2 plates, it comes out like this all at once. And this was Myra's husband idea. And I'm so happy I learned that. It's a learning experience for all. How much garlic? You guys like garlic, right? So we can put in 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what we got here. We can do more. I closed up the jar. I probably shouldn't have done that.
We're learning here today, folks.
Learning and loving.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
will we put more in?
That should be good.
Okay.
So what we'll do, because this we'll finish up filling these off screen, and then we'll come back and then we'll put the brine that my husband has done. It should be cooled down enough anyway, but we'll see that, and then we'll fill up and then we'll keep going from there. Okay, so we're gonna fill up the jars now with brine, and while we're doing that, Pam will put the lids on. How much brine do you want me to put in?
Well, if you take your baby finger, you can measure to right where it was to put. So just right to there. It's about a 1/4 inch.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then,
It might be a little more than a 1/4 inch, but that's okay.
and then everything will work okay if we.
Right.
So I guess a bit more than that, eh?
A little bit more, yeah.
Oh,
There we go. Okay. And then the next step for that would be for me to wipe the rim. And in this bowl, we've got some vinegar, and it cuts any grease or anything that's on your sterilized jars. It shouldn't have to, but it's an extra step, so because we don't like botulism, so we do that. Put the lid on it. Did I boil my lids first? No, I did not. You don't have to. So now you use these 2 fingers and you use these 2 fingers and you put the ring on just finger tight. Because when you put it on finger tight, then it gives it a chance to off gas if it needs to. Remember all the things, if there's water in there boiling, there's stuff in here boiling. So you need to give it room. So off we go. Into the canner it goes. Wiping them off.
And what to wipe it off, no, I don't use soap or anything.
No, you do not use soap. Do you want to eat soap in your pickles? I don't think anybody likes soap in their pickles.
I don't know, my sister really likes that Thrills gum, the stuff like
Oh,
that.
yeah, right? I remember that. I remember that. I know that when you're watching this video, you are going to see me tighten these up with my hands. That's because I'm used to it and I know how far it should go. But for the sake of truth, I'm going to leave that here and just tighten it. Finger tight. You're too quick. Or I'm too slow. I'm a chatty Cathy or something.
That's okay. You're keeping everyone entertained. I'm just trying not to spill everywhere.
Are you entertained?
Are you entertained?
Right?
Oh.
Isn't it? Are you not entertained? I'm not sure. What is that quote exactly? Doesn't matter. It's whatever we make it, right?
Okay.
We follow no rules. It's a rebel canning session.
Except for I am following rules because I don't want to write. Oh.
Oh, no. Of course we do, because we want to follow the rules whenever. That's how I cook as well. I will follow a recipe and I will do it exactly. And then I can go, I think it could use a little bit more like this the next time I make it. Right?
Yeah, and I remember you mentioning too, that's something good with pickles is you can always, like the brine, we generally use the same brine, and then you can change it how you see fit.
Right. So apparently I've used 2 seals on 1 jar. I have to go looking for it.
You know what?
Stuff happens. Stuff
Stuff
happens. Okay, that's only 1. Or I didn't count them right.
Oh, hey, I did not find it. Nope, never mind. I got excited for nothing. So actually, since I have it, you said finger tight, right?
Finger tight. Yep.
So I line it up, and then I learn how to put on a jar lid.
I know. But that's also a good thing to do, because sometimes the rings are bent. Apparently, I may have counted wrong.
It's okay.
I can't now.
Well, it's gotta be that one.
It's always in the last place you look. Nope!
Oh.
I miscounted.
Okay, well, we'll get more, but anyway.
Okay. Basically, that's how it goes.
So,
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say we'll just cut that part. Trying to find out the time. I've been waiting for him to turn it off, but yes. Okay, so from here, we've got the lids all on and everything, so we're doing a water bath.
Yes, we're doing a water bath. The water bath helps to heat up the seals.
Okay.
If you notice on this seal, there's that band, and that band will sort of, it's not that it's melting, but it will soften
Okay.
in order to actually seal. When the water gets hot and the jars get hot, it will, as it cools, it will create a vacuum. So the heat will go and expand it, but not much. That's why we have the rings, to keep that on. So it will expand, the heat will expand it. But as it cools, it will draw down the seal and seal it completely. So you don't have to worry about things getting into it.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
So, okay, so we put water in. We cover the lids up. We have to cover the lids, or
Yes. One, it makes the water boil faster when you cover the lid. But two, if you cover the lid, you put it in about 1 knuckle or 2 knuckles from the tallest jar you have in
okay.
the thing. So for me, it would be right about here. So we would fill this water right to about here, which is my 2nd knuckle. And when it boils, you boil it for 15 minutes. It creates that heat to help suck down and make the vacuum.
Okay. And then so after the water bath, I know we have to take them out. We have to leave them. We can't eat them or anything.
No, not yet. No.
Okay. So how long?
If you want these pickles, the best flavors will start to come out and start to melt at about 6 weeks.
Okay.
You can eat them right away. They're just not going to be the best pickles.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And then yeah. So we have a picky uppy thingy that you actually gave us to use.
Jar lifter.
Jar lifter.
Right.
Okay. So and
Phil, can you throw that to me, please? Thank you.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you. So then these would be used, you would pick this up like this. You'd let them cool for 5 minutes before you take them out.
Okay.
Because it gives the jars a chance to feel the cool air so you don't shock them and they don't break. So then you take your jar lifter and you pick them out. You put them where you want them to stay, because once they're there, you shouldn't move them.
Okay.
If you move them, it will move, and all the things inside and the water inside, the brine inside, will cause the sealer to not seal properly. It will seal, but not properly.
Okay, and then a proper seal is obviously what we need to make sure they're preserved for however long.
Let's say eternity. I don't
Sounds
know.
good. Okay, and then just for the sake of asking, now we have beans, we have the discs, and then we have the spears. Does the shape of the cucumber or the type of vegetable, does it matter how much longer you
No, not really.
Or...
No, not really. Because when you have them like this whole jar will be heated. It doesn't matter if it's spears. It doesn't matter if it's discs. You want the heat to do this. The other thing that you want to do is make sure that the water you put in for your jars is as cold or as hot as the jars. If the jars are hot, you want hot water, because if you take a hot jar and you put it in cold water, it will crack.
I have done that in the sink before.
And same way vice versa.
Okay.
You know, so you just want, basically your only worry is that your water is the same temperature as your jars.
Okay.
Okay?
Perfect. Okay. Okay, so 15 minutes, hard boil. The timer starts
when it starts to boil.
Okay.
When it starts to boil, yeah.
Okay, so we'll go do that, and then okay, so I am so ready for a nap right now, and I'm not even lying.
Aren't we all?
So, Pam, thank you so much for coming over, for helping me get all of this.
It's okay,
it means so much to me, and I hope you all learned something too. What I'm going to do, I'm pretty sure I mentioned it before, but for the brine, I'm very tired. For the brine, it's just a generic recipe, so you can use it for anything, as Pam mentioned. But I'll leave it in the description below, so you can make your own pickled anything, really. If you enjoyed this video, please like and comment if you're interested in seeing this kind of content in the future. If you can please subscribe, it would mean so much to me. And I have a sign here, if you can check us out on Facebook and Instagram as well. Honestly, thank you all so much for watching, for joining me this journey, learning how to can, and happy homesteading.
Happy homesteading.